Sai Ram, dear students. Welcome to part 2 of Air Around Us. Okay. In the previous class, we studied about air occupies space. Through an activity, we studied air occupies space. Next, atmosphere. Okay, what's mean by atmosphere? Where is it occurs? Okay. Next, third one, composition of air. First one, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust and smoke. Next, in the previous class, I give you assignment. Yes. First question, what is the composition of air? Okay, you have to tell what are the composition of air. Air is the composition of nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, next carbon dioxide 0.04%, next water vapor, dust and smoke and other gases. See here, 78 plus 21, 99%. Okay, nitrogen and oxygen occupies 99% of air, but carbon dioxide 0.04%, then water vapor, dust, smoke and other gases are 0.96%. Okay, 99% of air is nitrogen and oxygen, other 1% carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust, smoke and other gases. Next, second question, the layer of air around the earth is known as atmosphere. Okay, when we go higher and higher in atmosphere, the air is rarer. Third question, why is the policeman wearing a mask? Means traffic policeman wearing a mask. A traffic police does work in area which is full of pollution. Okay, are you seen in traffic police? Yes, they does work in area which full of pollution. So they wear a mask to protect themselves from pollution. Okay, suppose they did not wear mask, they have some sick, okay, and also health issue. So they wear mask to protect themselves from pollution. Next, fourth question, which gas in the atmosphere is essential for respiration? Okay, then oxygen in the atmosphere is essential for respiration. Okay. Next, in this class we come for how does oxygen become available to animals and plants living in water and soil. Okay, so many living organisms which are living in the water and also soil. Okay, how they get oxygen? Okay, yeah, for that we go through an activity. Activity 3, activity 1 and 2 are in part 1, this is part 2, this is activity 3. Okay, take some water in a glass or metal container. Okay, you can take water in a glass or metal container. Then what we have to do? Heat it slowly. You can heat it slowly. Then water begins to boil like this. Yes. Look carefully at inner surface of the container. Okay, look it carefully. What we have to do first? Take water in a metal container or glass, then heat it slowly. Water begins to boil. Then what happens? Do you see tiny bubbles? See, these are all tiny bubbles. Okay, these bubbles came from the air dissolved in water. Okay, when we begins to heat it, the water begins to boil. Why? The bubbles which indicates that air. Okay, when we start heating, the air dissolved in water which tries to escape, so the bubbles are coming out. When you heat water, air dissolved in water escape. As you continue heating, upper layer of water turns into vapor, then finally begins to boil. Okay. So from this we study about air dissolve in water. Okay. This activity shows air dissolved in water. Okay. Then the dissolved air comes out in the form of bubbles. Next, the organisms that live in soil also need oxygen to respire, isn't it? Yes, so many organisms are lived in soil. They are also need oxygen for respiration, isn't it? Yes. How do they get air for respiration? See, earthworms, they are lived in soil. How do they get oxygen for respiration? Think it. For that, we go for activity 4. See, take lump of dry soil in a beaker or a glass. Okay, take one glass or beaker. Okay, you can add some soil. Then take water. Add water to it and note what happens. Okay, first take beaker, add some soil, then add water and observe what happens. Do you see bubbles coming out from soil? Yes, these bubbles indicates presence of air in the soil. When the water is poured into the lump of soil, it displaces the air which is seen in the form of bubbles. Okay. The organisms that live inside the soil and the root of plants respire in this air. Okay. When we take beaker, add some soil, pour water. After sometimes the bubbles in the bubbles coming out from the soil. This indicates air is present in soil. Okay. From this air, the organisms which live inside the soil respire. Okay. Yes, a lot of burrows and holes, okay, are formed in deep soil by animals living in the soil. Burrows means bilagalu. Okay, holes. Burrows and holes are formed in deep soil by animals living in the soil. Okay, you can see so many animals which are inside the soil. Okay, they make burrows. Yes. These burrows also make space available for air to move in and out of the soil. Okay, these burrows makes space available for air to go in and out. However, when it rains heavily, water fills up all the spaces occupied by the air and the soil. Okay, when heavy rains, then water fills up those burrows and holes. Then air, what about air? Then in this situation, when heavy rains comes, then those burrows and holes filled with water. In this situation, animals living in the soil have come out for respiration, because before heavy rains, those burrows and holes filled with air. After heavy rains, the air is replaced by water, so that the organisms or animals living in soil have come out for respiration. Okay. See, these earthworms, this is the reason why earthworms come out of the soil only during heavy rains. Okay, you know why earthworms come out of the soil during heavy rains? This is the reason, because the holes present in the soil is occupied by water instead of air. For there is no air for respiration, so those are come out at heavy rain. Have you ever wondered why all the oxygen of atmosphere does not get used up through a large number of organisms are consuming it? Okay, in the earth large number of organisms consume oxygen, isn't it, and release carbon dioxide, but although oxygen is present in atmosphere, who is refilling this oxygen? Have you ever wondered? Yes, who is refilling the oxygen in the atmosphere? Think it. How is the oxygen in the atmosphere replaced? See, oxygen in the atmosphere, see, animals, plants take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Okay, then animals take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Plant take carbon dioxide and give oxygen during photosynthesis in daytime only. Okay, night time they consume oxygen and give out carbon dioxide, but at night time they consume oxygen, means plants consume oxygen and release carbon dioxide. At daytime, during the photosynthesis, they consume carbon dioxide and release oxygen. See, animals consume oxygen for respiration, plants also consume oxygen for respiration, then but they produce more oxygen than they consume through photosynthesis during daytime. Okay, plants consume oxygen but they release more than they consume, okay, through photosynthesis process during daytime. The balance of oxygen or carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is maintained through respiration in plants and animals. Okay, usually what we say, plants consume carbon dioxide and release oxygen. But animals consume oxygen and release carbon dioxide. But plants also consume oxygen at the night time and release carbon dioxide. Okay, in the photosynthesis process, plants consume carbon dioxide and release oxygen. So in this photosynthesis, plants consume carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. This shows interdependence. Plants depend on animals, animals depend on plants. So this shows the interdependence of plants and animals. Then uses of air. What are the uses of air? See, what is this? This is a windmill. Okay, the windmill makes windmill rotate. Okay, wind makes windmill rotate. Due to the presence of wind, it's able to rotate. Okay, the windmill is used to draw water from the wells and run floor mills. Okay, it's also used for draw water from the tube wells. Windmills also used to generate electricity. In Karnataka, in Chitradurga, there are so many windmills are there for electricity purpose. In there, generating electricity. Other uses of air: birds, bats, insects can fly due to the presence of air. If air is not present, then they are not able to fly. Air also helps in dispersal of seeds of several plants. Dispersal means prasarana. Okay, prasarana means from one place to another place. Okay, seeds transfer from one place to another place due to the presence of air, and it is after this the new plants are grow. Here it helps in the movement of sailing yachts. Okay, next, gliders. See, gliders like eagle. Okay, this is not a helicopter. It looks like a helicopter, but it's not a helicopter. At the high mountains, we can use gliders. Okay, you can see there is a lot of wind on the high mountains, so we can simply sit and suppose jump like this, then we can glide. Okay, those are gliders. Then parachutes. See, you can see parachutes. Next, aeroplanes. Okay, if air is not present, these all movements are not possible. Okay. Then at this we conclude this chapter. Assignment 2. The component of air used by green plants to make their food is dash. Second question. List 5 activities that are possible due to the presence of air. Third question. How do plants and animals help each other in exchange of gases in the atmosphere? In the first part, we studied about air occupies space, atmosphere, composition of air, and also air is essential for burning. And the second part, we studied about air dissolved in water, and also air is present in soil also. Okay, and some what are the uses of air. Okay, with this we conclude this chapter. Thank you. Sai Ram.